And he drilled the practice kick. You got to see this one again.
Try for the lead.
Hadn't kicked a field goal since high school in a game, apparently.
Good hold. Line drive.
Wow.
Kick, and it is good.
That was good from 70. In the 2023 NFC Championship Game, the Lions opted to go for it twice on fourth down in the second half. Unfortunately, they failed to convert on either of those opportunities, and they ended up losing the football game 34-31. Now, some of that could be due to Dan Campbell's aggressive coaching style, but on the other side of this, in my opinion, it's because the Lions have truly not found a kicker that they can rely on. Thank you guys for returning for another video. I am your host, Johnny Gaz. Thank you for returning to the channel. Today, we're going to have a little news update. We're going to discuss the current Lions kicking situation. We'll take a look at the two gentlemen competing for a roster spot at kicker for the Lions in 2024. And we'll answer that question. Have the Lions found their reliable kicker? Let's go. Before we give it the old boot, make sure to put a like on the video. It is the best free way to help me out. Hitting that subscription button and notify bell is the best way to make sure you don't miss any future videos here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. I cannot tell you how much I love talking Lions football. We are getting closer and closer to the 2024 NFL season. With that, we now have a membership option available. We will have so much fun content as we get to the 2024 NFL season. I don't want you to miss out. Make sure to hit that join button on any of the videos here on Johnny Gaz Sports, and I will walk you through all of the options you have to get involved on the channel. Thank you guys again for your time. Let's get into today's topic. The news has now become official. The Lions have signed UFL star kicker Michigan Panther Jake Bates. They are signing him to a 2-year deal worth up to $1.98 million over the course of those 2 years. It has about $150,000 worth of guaranteed money, but does give some Lions some options out if this does not pan out. Ultimately, it will bring in a second kicker to the organization to compete for that spot as they head into 2024. Let's do a more deep dive into Jake Bates. As we do on the channel, let's take it back. Jake Bates was born March 30th, 2000. He is originally from Tomball, Texas, where he attended high school. There, he was a dual sport athlete in both soccer and football. He ended up going to the University of Central Arkansas primarily to play soccer, but spent the 2018 and 2019 season filling in occasionally as a kickoff specialist there for their football team. In 2020, he transferred to Texas State University, where he appeared in 12 games again as a kickoff specialist, averaging 61.6 yards per kickoff. He had 32 total touchbacks in that particular season, which led the Sun Belt Conference in 2020. For Texas State in 2021, he became their permanent kickoff specialist, averaging 62.76 yards per kickoff and 35 out of 53 touchbacks. In 2022, he transferred to the University of Arkansas. There he was first-team All-SEC. He led the SEC with a 64.47-yard average per kickoff. That was fourth in the nation. Also led the SEC with 64 total touchbacks. That was third in the nation, and led all of FBS in touchback percentage at 85.3, with 64 out of his 75 kicks going for touchbacks. Jake Bates went undrafted in 2023, but did spend time with both Houston and Tampa Bay. He signed on with the UFL Michigan Panthers for the 2024 season and was really put on the radar with that 64-yard boot that we led in with for this video. He actually drained 2 of those and then another kick later on in the season for 62 yards. Overall, Jake Bates was 17 of 22 in the 2024 season. That's a 77 percentage. However, he did finish rather slow, 6 of 11 in the final 4 games, and he did miss a game-winning 53-yard field goal in the season finale. However, he did end on a much higher note. In the playoff game, they did eventually lose. I believe he spotted the team almost 12 points, had 6 field goals attempts in that game, had 1 blocked at the end, and then did suffer the rolled ankle to end his season. Now, that rolled ankle, I'm told, is not much to worry about. He should be recovered over the course of the next few weeks and be ready to finish out training camp heading towards the preseason. Before signing with the Lions, he did meet with both Green Bay and Washington, but as we mentioned, he ended up signing a 2-year deal and will compete with Lions' current kicker, Michael Badgley. Michael Badgley has spent multiple stints with the Detroit Lions, but let's do a little bit deeper dive into the Money Badger. He is originally from Summit, New Jersey, and was a highly recruited kicker. Leaving that school, he attended the University of Miami from 2014 to 2017 and started all 4 seasons for the U. He left the university as Miami's all-time leading scorer. In 2017, he was all ACC first team. He did go undrafted, but has spent time with Indianapolis, the LA Chargers, Tennessee, Chicago, Washington, and of course, Detroit. In 2022, there was a carousel of kickers for the Lions. They did ultimately settle on Badgley, and he finished the season 24 of 28 field goals at an 85.7% clip. In 2023, the Lions started the season with kicker Riley Patterson. As we got towards the end of the season, they really could not trust Patterson, and I think he had some injury issues. In comes again Michael Badgley, who ended up finishing the season as the Lions kicker. He finished 4 of 4 on field goals with only a 41-yard long. And I think ultimately the Lions really haven't felt comfortable with Michael Badgley or really anybody at kicker the last several seasons. We opened up this video talking about Dan Campbell's aggressive style compared to being able to trust a kicker. And I think the 2-10 may go hand in hand a little bit more than you think. Yes, Dan Campbell is the coach, the aggressive coach that he's shown over the last several seasons, but would having a more reliable and trustworthy kicker have taken some of those 4th downs away, especially when talking about the NFC Championship game? And that's kind of where we stand as we head into next season. So what is the outlook for 2024? What did the Lions do at kicker? Well, they released Michigan kicker James Turner as they signed Jake Bates to the team, which was surprising to me because word out of camp, word from websites like Pride of Detroit would have indicated that James Turner was kicking even better than Michael Badgley was in OTAs and some of the minicamp sessions that we've had so far. So it's a little bit of a surprise that they just cut ties with James Turner as part of this, but it would have been surprising to see them keep all 3 kickers on the roster. We know, with the current roster sizes, those roster spots are highly coveted. So to carry 3 kickers would have been difficult, knowing you need to have more guys in other position groups, wide receiver, the secondary, linebackers, goes on and on and on. Now, Brad Holmes has come out and said he's not opposed to keeping multiple kickers. I think in the new NFL, this new kickoff that they're introducing in 2024, there's opportunities for the kickers to be more involved in the tackling sessions of those plays, and we know that that can lead to injury. So having a good backup kicker is not a bad idea as they head into 2024. But in the end, what did the Lions do? They need to settle on the guy and find the kicker that they can trust. I think in comparing these 2 guys, we know that Michael Badgley has the professional experience. He's actually pretty decent percentage-wise, under 50 yards, but I think it really dies out after that, and it's very clear the Lions don't trust him on distance kicks. Jake Bates, on the other hand, is a huge leg. If anything, he's proven that he can hit from beyond 50, 55, 60 plus. The question is, can he relate that to the NFL game? Can he turn himself into not only a distance kicker, but a reliable clutch kicker? Yes, it's great to have a huge leg. It'd be nice to know that you can put a kicker out there that could hit a 60-yard field goal. But in the end, what I think the Lions need, again, is a guy that they can trust to make a game-tying, game-winning, playoff-type field goal at 46 or 48 yards. Let's bring that up again. That's the NFC Championship mark, the 2 that they didn't go for. They need a guy that they know will step in and hit those field goals. So have the Lions found their reliable kicker? My answer right now is we just don't know. I think there's a lot of buzz behind Jake Bates, but I think a lot of that is due to the fact that he kicked for the Michigan Panthers. He kicked inside Ford Field, and Lions fans had a direct line of sight to all of the miraculous feats that he had kicking in 2024. The truth is, I think Jake Bates will get every opportunity possible to be this team's kicker. I don't think you sign him to a 2-year deal at $1.98 million potentially if you don't think he can win you the job. So I believe through the rest of training camp and preseason, Jake Bates will get absolutely every opportunity to take over for Michael Badgley. Yes, he has the experience, Michael Badgley, but I just don't think at this point he's shown enough for the Lions to say he's our guy. Hence, we have the competition, and we will now have these two gentlemen competing for the starting kicker job as we head towards the 2024 season. If you're really putting my feet to the coals on this one, in my opinion, I believe Jake Bates ultimately wins the kicking competition and will be the Lions kicker in 2024. I think they went the extra mile. I know he had a lot of buzz around him. I think because he met with other teams, I think a one-year deal turned into a two-year deal and maybe a little bit more money than the Lions would have spent typically on a kicker. But the truth is they know that they needed to find someone else. I don't think they do this if they had faith ultimately in Michael Badgley. So in my opinion, when all's said and done, I think Jake Bates becomes your kicker in 2024 for the Detroit Lions. But what do you guys think? Do you think Jake Bates hits the spot? Do you think Michael Badgley holds on to it for one more season? Or is he really the guy? Please let me know down in the comments. It's been so much fun talking Lions football with you guys recently. I so much appreciate the support. Please let me know what you think the Lions will do with kickers in 2024. Make sure to hit the like button on the video if you dug what we did here today. Hitting that subscription button and the notify bell is the best way to make sure you don't miss any future videos here on the channel. We have a membership option now available. If you hit the join button on any of my videos, I will walk you through how you can become involved in the channel. Make sure to take care of yourself and your mental health. That is number one. I definitely want to see you guys return on future videos. Thank you guys again so much for your time. I will see you very, very soon.